Alright guys, we're underneath here and it's a little tight because of these running boards, but I found this that needs to be pinned back up. Wow, unfreaking believable. It looks to me like it's going to need a muffler and a tailpipe because the tailpipe is broke back here at the clamp. We're going to try to crawl. Well, maybe not. Basically, I've got to take the drive shaft clear out and replace the carrier bearing right there, if you can see it, and then all three universal joints, which is that one, and one down there at the rear. So I got to get underneath here, take all that loose, and hope I don't lose a whole lot of transmission fluid out of my damn transmission. May have to turn this around facing downhill so that I don't lose a whole lot of transmission fluid. So we're going to go ahead and take this out and get it on the bench and go from there. Alright guys, we got the drive shaft out and this universal's bad. This universal's bad. And this one is working on bad. So that explains why it had a bunch of vibrations in it. Also, the carrier bearing, can't really tell a whole lot about it yet, but he did buy a brand new one and had in the van. He had all three universals and a brand new carrier bearing that needs to go in here. Now all I got to do is separate this and start putting universal joints in it and the carrier bearing and put it back together and put it back in. So I'll meet you at the vise. Alright guys, we've already replaced one universal. We've already replaced one of the universals, and apparently he bought one that didn't have grease fittings. Never understood why in the world they would even make a such thing as a universal joint without a grease fitting. I think that's the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. That is just trifling, too cheap, and I know why they do it. They do it because they want people stuff to wear out quicker. You know, they advertise it as lasting a lifetime, but then they take away the way to keep it lifetime or to make it last longer. So they take away that from you. So I don't get it, man. I don't get along with a whole lot of things in this world today, simply because I cannot stand trifling people. People who advertise heavy duty, big words like that, and then take away your way of making it last longer. Yeah, it's bullshit. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and take this one out. And got my little helper over here. It's called a bar stool and a stand. And we're just going to go ahead and take all these out first. And we're just going to kind of show you how to take these loose. So we need to back this off a little bit. And I think what we're going to do is take this one off first. So basically I'm just going to hold it straight. Now I'm just going to tap it right here. And that will bring it first cap out. Alright. Then we'll put that back in its original socket for the other cap. And then we're going to do the same thing. And that's how you take the caps off. And there we go. Alright, so I'm going to mark these simply because the drive shaft is balanced. So I'm going to put me a mark somewhere here, probably right there, and then I'm going to put a mark right here. That way I know that I get this back where it's supposed to be. So now we get to turn that around. And then we'll do that same thing to this side. We'll flip it and do the same thing. Alright, so now we got all those out. Now we'll take the whole piece out. Alright, now we're going to throw these things in the scrap bin. And I'll probably keep these. They seem like they was pretty good spring to them. The ones I took out of the other one, they were pretty sprung. So some of those I keep, some of them I don't. And it's a dirty job doing that. So now we're going to find out which one goes on this. He had two different part numbers, and I'm hoping that he got the right ones. This one is the 270. Alright, this one's the right one. So now when we go to put these in, what we're going to do is we're going to set that sideways, just like so. And we're going to take these caps clear off, because they're all the same. Don't have to worry about putting them in the right location because they're all exactly the same. Now the back one is a little different. Two of them is one size and two of them is the other. So now we take these and slide it in there just like that. Then we put one cap on it, just one, and then you'll get it started. got that one in. Now we need to put our second one on it, but you want to pull that out just to where it's going to hit all your needles, because there's nothing worse than getting a needle pulled out of its socket and then you'd have to take it back off and fumble with all them needles to get back in place. So right now I've got both of them just starting on the needles. Then we just take our vise, clamp it in place. We've got it all the way as far as we can go. Now we'll turn that around right there. And then we'll take a socket, an impact socket that is just a little smaller than the cap, and we're going to hit that down to just past your groove. And then we'll put our first we're going to have to reuse another set off of these. So we'll reuse 2 of these. Alright, then we'll turn that over and bring that one down. Put your new clip in it. Make sure it goes into your groove. Alright, so now we're going to put our caps on it, and we're going to set this to where the cap's just set on the vise. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this up a little bit, so I'm just going to tap at it just a little bit. See, now it's looser, so it's not squeezed so tight. So now we go ahead and put the other side on. This one's going to be just a little bit more tricky when you're doing it by yourself, that is. Well guys, we're over here to what I'm finding out is pretty much the biggest piece of shit for a press that I've ever seen in my life. This cannot be used to do my drive shaft. I wanted to stick this in there and put a plate, as soon as I can find it or get it over here under the edge of that and press this bearing off. But guess what? Because this hole is so freaking shallow, I can't get that in there for nothing, because it hits this thing right here and it's too wide to go up in between there. And I have found that problem on everything I've actually tried to take a bearing off of. Every single thing. So, I have just now decided this press has to go. It's got to go. I'm going to clean it up, and it's going to be sold, and then the money that I get out of it will go towards a bigger press. This is bullshit. Every damn time I try to use this thing, I can't use it, and then I still got to figure out the hard way to do it. So, I guess I'm back to the drawing board here. So, I don't know how I'm going to get this off. I know it's going to be a pain in the ass, too. It ain't going to be easy. I could take that off of there, but I don't want to take it off there. That's a shield that should stay on there. So now, the bearing seems to be okay. I don't see any problem with the bearing. I may end up leaving the damn thing on there just because I don't have a press to press it out of there. But it's got a smooth action. The rubber part was the only thing that needed to be replaced, and I can put the new rubber piece off the new bearing onto this. But I can't press it off, so I guess we're going to have to leave it on there. Anyway, I was able to get the universal joints in, and I wanted to show the hydraulic press doing the carrier bearing, but that wasn't going to happen because that thing, it's only for little shit. You can't do nothing with. I have yet to find a job when I was even trying to pull press bearings off of a just as simple as a freaking motor, 12-volt motor. The armature wouldn't fit in between it, so nothing fits in between that freaking plate or table that goes up and down. So, like I said before, it's gone. It's out of here. When I find that it ain't doing me no good, I don't need it. It's useless to me. So that will be the next thing that goes on to Craigslist to be sold. I'm going to sell it and take the money and go buy me a bigger press. Probably get one like Crafted got. Thank you guys very much for your support. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, reach down there and I think it's on this side right here. Hit that subscribe, like, and also on this side of my home page, I have a, I guess you'd call it a tip jar. Anybody that feels compelled to donate to the cause for the Bison Workshop to restock tools and supplies and stuff like that. I mean, it's not cheap to run a shop. So, anyway, I'm going to try to make the next video a little better. But this time I'm going to try to time it to where he's in and ain't making no loud music. So, seems like everything right now is outside work. So, I have to time it perfect just so that I ain't got to worry about getting infringing rights on music that I didn't even mean to put up. So, anyway, you guys have a good one, man. I'm going to go calm down, drink me some coffee. And right now is one of them times where I'm wanting a cigarette, and I haven't had one since, well, it's been a while. Got out of the hospital. Well, I got put in the hospital on the 19th. I got out of the hospital on like the 23rd 22nd or 23rd, something like that. I can't remember the dates. I did smoke a cigarette that day. Then I went and smoked another one that evening. Within about a week after that, I smoked up to 6 cigarettes in that week. So it averaged out to about 1 cigarette a day. After that, I haven't had one. So it's been about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks since I've had a cigarette. So we're back on that trail again, and hopefully I'll make it this time. I'm just tired of my chest hurting so bad. So anyway, you guys have a good one. Later.